Welcome to our guide on how to save money effectively. Today, we'll walk you through 10 essential steps to help you achieve your financial goals. Now, I get it. Saving money can feel like a huge mountain to climb, especially when you see those fancy lattes or the latest gadgets calling your name. But trust me, with a little bit of know-how and some smart strategies, you can absolutely transform your financial future. It's not about depriving yourself of everything you enjoy. It's about making conscious choices and understanding where your hard-earned cash is actually going. So if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, or you have big dreams like buying a house, traveling the world, or just achieving that sweet financial independence, then you are in exactly the right place. These 10 steps aren't some complicated financial jargon that only a Wall Street guru would understand. Nope, these are practical, actionable tips that anyone, and I mean can start implementing today. We're going to break it all down nice and simple so you can feel empowered to take control. Think of this video as your personal roadmap. Each step is a crucial checkpoint on your journey to becoming a money-saving pro. We're not just talking about stashing a few pennies here and there. We're talking about building sustainable habits that will pay off massively in the long run. So grab a coffee, maybe one you made at home, just saying. Get comfortable and let's dive into how you can start saving money like an absolute boss. Let's get right into it. All right, first things first, before you even think about to save, you need to know you're saving. This is huge. Without a clear target, you're just wandering in the dark. So step 1 is all about setting those financial goals. I'm not just talking about a vague idea like I want to save more money. No, we need to get specific. Are you saving for a down payment on a car? Maybe it's a 20% down payment on a $20,000 car, so that's $4,000. Or perhaps you're dreaming of that incredible 2-week vacation to Bali next year, and you've figured out it'll cost around $3,000. It could even be building up an emergency fund to cover 6 months of living expenses, which, let's be honest, is one of the smartest things you can do. The key here is to make your goals tangible and measurable. Write them down. Seriously, put them somewhere you can see them every day. On your fridge, as your phone wallpaper, tattooed on your forehead. Okay, maybe not that last one. When you have a clear why, it makes all the sacrifices and a little bit of discipline so much easier to handle. It's the fuel that will keep your motivation engine running when you're tempted to splurge on something you don't really need. Think short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. This clarity is the absolute foundation of your entire money-saving strategy, so don't skip this step. It's like trying to build a house without a blueprint. It's just not going to work out well. Okay, so you've got your goals locked in. Fantastic. Now let's talk about step 2, creating a budget. I know, the word budget can sound super restrictive, like you're putting yourself in financial jail. But trust me on this, a budget is actually your best friend when it comes to taking control of your money. It's not about restriction, it's about awareness and making intentional choices. You absolutely need to know where every single dollar is going. If you don't track your spending, it's like trying to lose weight without ever stepping on a scale or looking at what you eat. You're just guessing, and that rarely works out. So how do you do it? It's simpler than you think. Start by listing all your sources of income for the month. Then track all your expenses. And I mean of them, from your rent or mortgage, utilities and groceries, down to that daily coffee, the occasional takeout, and those sneaky subscription services you forgot you signed up for. You can use a spreadsheet, a budgeting app. There are tons of great free ones out there, or even just a good old-fashioned notebook. The tool doesn't matter as much as the habit. Do this for a month, religiously, and you'll likely be shocked at where your money is disappearing. This detailed picture is crucial for the next step. All right, you've got your goals, you've meticulously tracked your spending with your new budget. You're probably seeing some areas where your money is just vanishing, right? This brings us to step 3, reducing your expenses. This is where the magic really starts to happen, and you begin to free up cash that can go directly towards those goals we talked about. Look at your budget categories. Where are the big hitters? Often it's things like dining out, entertainment, impulse shopping, or too many subscription services. That daily $5 latte, that's $150 a month or $1,800 a year. Small leaks can sink a big ship, financially speaking. Now, I'm not saying you have to live like a hermit and never have fun again. That's not sustainable, but it's about making conscious cuts. Can you pack your lunch a few more days a week instead of buying it? Could you cancel that gym membership you haven't used in 6 months and work out at home or go for a run? Go through your bank statements and credit card bills with a fine-tooth comb. Identify those want expenses versus your need expenses. Challenge every recurring payment. Are you really getting value from all those streaming services? Probably not. Even cutting back a little in several areas can add up to a significant amount of savings each month. So, we're making progress. You're cutting unnecessary expenses, but you still need to buy things, right? Groceries, clothes, household items, these are unavoidable. This is where step 4 comes in, learning how to shop smart. This isn't just about randomly grabbing things off the shelf. It's about being strategic and making your money work harder for you. One of the easiest wins here is planning your purchases. Always make a shopping list before you go to the store, especially for groceries, and stick to it. This helps you avoid those impulse buys that stores are masters at tempting you with. Never shop when you're hungry. That's a rookie mistake. Beyond lists, get into the habit of comparing prices. Don't just assume your usual store is the cheapest. Check flyers, use price comparison websites or apps, especially for bigger ticket items. Look for sales, discounts, and clearance sections. And coupons. Don't underestimate the power of coupons, whether they're digital or paper. It might seem like small savings, but they add up. Consider buying generic or store brands for many items. Often, the quality is just as good as the name brand, but for a fraction of the price. And think about timing your purchases. For example, buy winter coats at the end of winter, or electronics around big sale events like Black Friday. It's about being a savvy consumer, not just a passive one. Now that you're starting to free up some cash by cutting expenses and shopping smarter, where should that money go? This leads us to a crucial step. Step 5. Open a dedicated savings account. And when I say dedicated, I mean separate from your everyday checking account where your bills get paid and your debit card is linked. Why is this so important? It's all about psychology. If your savings are mixed in with your spending money, it's far too easy to dip into them. Out of sight, out of mind really works wonders here. This separate account is purely for your savings goals. Look for a high-yield savings account. These accounts typically offer much better interest rates than your standard checking account or basic savings account from a big bank. A little bit of extra interest might not seem like much, but over time, especially as your balance grows, it really adds up thanks to the power of compounding. The most effective way to build this up is to automate it. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account every payday. Even if it's just $25, $50, or $100 to start, make it consistent. Pay yourself first before you pay anyone else or spend on discretionary items. This habit is a cornerstone of building wealth. All right, let's talk about something that can absolutely sabotage your savings efforts faster than anything else: debt. Step 6 is all about trying to avoid debt, particularly high-interest consumer debt. Think credit cards, payday loans, personal loans for things you don't truly need. This kind of debt is like quicksand for your finances. The interest charges can be crippling and make it incredibly difficult to get ahead. If you're paying 20% interest on a credit card balance, any money you're saving is effectively being canceled out, and then some, by what you're losing in interest payments. It's a losing game. The goal here is to live within your means. If you can't afford to pay for something in cash or pay off the credit card balance in full by the due date, then you probably shouldn't be buying it, especially if it's a non-essential item. Now, I know some debt can be strategic, like a mortgage for a house or sometimes a student loan for education that increases your earning potential. But we're primarily talking about avoiding that soul-crushing consumer debt. If you currently have credit card debt, make a plan to pay it off as aggressively as possible. Focus on the card with the highest interest rate first, the avalanche method, or the smallest balance, the snowball method for psychological wins. Getting out of bad debt is a massive step towards financial freedom. We've talked a lot about managing the money you already have, cutting expenses, and avoiding debt, but there's another side to the equation, and that's increasing the amount of money coming in. Step 7 is all about finding ways to boost your income. Think about it. There's a limit to how much you can cut your expenses, right? You still need to eat, have a roof over your head. But technically, there's no hard limit to how much you can earn. This is where you can really accelerate your savings progress. So how can you do this? There are tons of options. Consider taking on a part-time job in the evenings or on weekends. The gig economy offers a lot of flexibility. Think food delivery, ride-sharing, or freelance tasks online. Do you have a skill or a hobby that you could monetize? Maybe you're great at graphic design, Writing, crafting, or tutoring? You could sell unused items cluttering up your house, old electronics, clothes, furniture. That's found money right there. You could also focus on increasing your income in your current career by asking for a raise, if justified by your performance and market rates, or by acquiring new skills that make you more valuable. Okay, so you've diligently saved up a nice little nest egg, you've got your emergency fund sorted, and you're consistently putting money aside. What's next? Just letting it sit in a savings account forever? Well, that's safe, but it's not going to grow very much beyond the rate of inflation, if you're lucky. This brings us to step 8, investing your savings. After you've built a solid foundation, it's time to think about making your money work harder for. This is how you truly build long-term wealth. The goal of investing is to achieve higher returns than you'd get from a simple savings account. Now, the word investing can sound intimidating to a lot of people, like it's only for rich folks or financial wizards, but it's become incredibly accessible. You can start with small amounts. Think about things like low-cost index funds or ETFs, exchange-traded funds, that track the overall stock market. This gives you diversification without having to pick individual stocks. Real estate can be another option, though it typically requires more capital. The key here is to understand your risk tolerance and your time horizon. Generally, the longer you have to invest, the more risk you can afford to take for potentially higher returns. Remember the magic of compound interest. When your earnings start earning their own earnings, it's powerful stuff. You're doing amazing. You've set goals, budgeted, cut expenses, started saving, avoided debt, maybe even boosted your income and started investing. But here's the thing. Personal finance is not a set-it-and-forget-it kind of deal. Life changes, your income might change, your expenses might change, your goals might even evolve. That's why step 9 is so important. Periodically review your expenses and your overall financial plan. Think of it as a regular checkup for your financial health. You wouldn't drive your car for years without getting an oil change or a tune-up, right? Same principle applies here. I recommend sitting down at least once a month, or at the very least once a quarter, to go over your budget and spending. Are you still on track with your savings goals? Have any new unexpected expenses crept in? Are there new areas where you could potentially cut back a little more? Or have your priorities shifted? This review process helps you stay agile and make adjustments as needed. It also helps you catch any bad habits that might be trying to sneak back in. It's about maintaining that awareness and control that you worked so hard to establish. This continuous monitoring ensures your financial plan remains relevant and effective for your current situation. And finally, we've reached step 10, which is arguably one of the most important for long-term success: motivating yourself and celebrating your victories. Saving money and building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be times when it feels challenging, when you're tempted to give up, or when you feel like you're not making progress fast enough. This is where staying motivated comes in. You need to find ways to keep yourself engaged and committed to your financial journey. Remember those goals you set in step 1? Keep them front and center. Visualize what it will feel like to achieve them. It's also incredibly important to acknowledge and celebrate your progress along the way, no matter how small the victory might seem. Did you hit your savings target for the month? Awesome! Did you successfully pay off a small debt? Fantastic! Treat yourself within reason, of course. Maybe it's a nice meal that you budgeted for, a small purchase you've been wanting, or just taking some time to relax and appreciate your hard work. This positive reinforcement helps build momentum and makes the process more enjoyable. You could also find an accountability partner, join an online community for support, or read books and listen to podcasts about personal finance to keep your enthusiasm high. Don't underestimate the power of a positive mindset. Thanks for watching. We hope these steps help you on your journey to financial success. Seriously, implementing even a few of these strategies can make a massive difference in your bank account, and more importantly, in your peace of mind. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and the same is true for your financial journey. Don't feel like you have to do everything perfectly all at once. Pick 1 or 2 steps that resonate with you the most and start there. Maybe it's creating that budget or opening that dedicated savings account. The key is to start now and build momentum. You have the power to change your financial future, and these 10 steps are your blueprint. It won't always be easy, but I promise you, achieving your financial goals and gaining that sense of security and freedom is absolutely worth the effort. Think about the amazing things you'll be able to do, the stress you'll eliminate, and the opportunities you'll create for yourself. It's all within your reach. So what are you waiting for? Go out there and start saving like a pro. If you found this video helpful, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button. It really helps out the channel. And of course, subscribe for more content on how to manage your money, invest wisely, and build wealth. Don't forget to share this video with anyone who could use some money-saving tips. Drop a comment below and let me know which step you're going to tackle first. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.